Republican governors who think that they have a shot at running for president in 2024 will apparently do whatever it takes to get to the opposite side of the spectrum of President Biden, even if that means distorting the facts on COVID and putting lives in danger, maybe even getting people killed. Listen to the latest nonsense from Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, and this is what he said last night.
We are absolutely going to stand in Biden's way if he's trying to bring his destructive policies to Florida, if he's trying to have the federal government take away parents' rights in terms of their school children. He said he was going to end COVID. He hasn't done that. We are the first state to start the treatment centers for monoclonal antibodies, having great success with that. That should have been a bigger plan, a bigger part of this whole response throughout the country from the beginning. But at the end of the day, I think he's trying to find a way to distract from the failures of his presidency.
Now, understand what DeSantis is saying there. That he is essentially blaming Biden for not ending a pandemic that he has been worsening with his governing. You just can't make this stuff up. According to data analyzed by the New York Times, the virus is now worse than it has ever been in Florida, with more people dying now than have died at any point since the pandemic began. And more people are dying in Florida than in any other country. And as the Associated Press reported, at least 10 of the largest school districts in Florida are now bucking DeSantis' attempt to ban masks in schools. Why? Because since DeSantis' executive order against masks, schools have seen significant surges in cases. In Texas, despite Governor Greg Abbott crediting the vaccine for his brief and mild symptoms he got after being infected, he's just doubled down and issued an executive order banning vaccine requirements. He's also asked Texas lawmakers to vote the vaccine ban into law during the current special session. Joining me now to discuss is BNC Chief Medical Editor, Dr. Corey Hébert, and Texas State Representative Jasmine Crockett. Dr. Hébert, it's just nonsense what is happening, and it's all based on politics. How much of what is happening, the surging number of cases and deaths in these red states, do you lay at the feet of the governors in those states who are banning masks in school, who now want to ban employers and institutions from requiring vaccines?
Well, it actually it falls square on their shoulders, and the reason why is because we know what the science is by now, Charles. We know this is not rocket science anymore. We know that masks work. We also know that vaccination works. Just as an aside, the governor of Texas can talk a lot of yakety he wants, but he has to remember that he infected himself. And he did get the vaccine, and he also got monoclonal antibody treatment that he didn't even need because he wasn't even symptomatic. So that's governor's privilege, and that is the utmost of slapping the constituents in the face, as far as I'm concerned. But the governor of Florida, what he's saying, it's obvious posturing, because right now, if you don't wear a mask and you're in school, then you're going to get COVID-19, because if you're in an elevator and there's 10 people in the elevator and one person has COVID-19, 9 of you are going to get it. That's just the bottom line. And so as school children, they're not wearing masks, and I'm glad they're bucking, some of the school systems are bucking the system here, but the ones that are not, they're going to see a significant increase in COVID-19 cases, and in Texas and in Florida. You have seen this spike, and that's where it's going to lay.
Representative Crockett, let's pick up on some of that hypocrisy that Dr. Hébert was just talking about. Governor Abbott has attributed his brief and mild symptoms to a COVID vaccine that he got. In your state, the private school that Ted Cruz's kids attend mandates masks, even though he is a fierce opponent of masks. Back in Florida, DeSantis has been vaccinated but stands against masks and vaccine mandates. What do you say about just the sheer hypocrisy of doing all the things to save your life and your family's life, but then going out and telling the public, no, we will not do the exact same things to try to save your life and your children's lives?
Yeah, first of all, it's good to see you, Charles. And I want to add one other thing because we need to truly understand how hypocritical my governor is. He also got a third shot before that was approved, or before that was FDA approved. So he did that as well. What is so heartbreaking to me, and one of the reasons that I thought the governor gave us more ammunition for, or reasons on why we didn't need to go back, is because these children can't protect themselves. He had the vaccine, but when we're talking about elementary age children, they don't have any other protection except for a mask. And so I think that it's not only hypocritical, but honestly, he is signing the death warrant for so many children. Right now, when we look at Dallas County, I want to say that we had maybe 5 beds. I think that's what it was. 5 pediatric ICU beds that were available in Dallas County. We're not a small town, for those of y'all that haven't been to Dallas, okay? So it's ridiculous. We are running out of resources. And those that are trying to trust science, are saying, hey, don't do this. And the reality is that we hear even the Florida governor and we hear our governor talking about the science that they used to make sure that, the Florida governor is saying, hey, we should just be doing this therapy. That's what we should be doing more of, that science. What did our governor do? He made sure that he got the therapy. He made sure that he got the third booster shot. That's science. But we don't want to trust the scientists when they say the best defense that these children have is masking because they can't get the vaccine. It's amazing the things that they do trust and the things that they don't trust when it comes to science.
Dr. Hébert, there is no question about it that these governors are putting children in danger. And some are likely to die, and some already have died. The Biden administration has given authority to federal agencies like the Department of Education to step in and see what they can do. Do you see anything that can be done other than local districts basically just bucking their governors and saying, we're just not going to go along with this, we're going to require these masks? Is there anything that the federal government can do to step in here and help to keep these children safe?
Yeah, there are several things that the Biden administration actually can do. Some of the districts have actually gone around the governors and made it so that the mask was part of the attire that you can wear as a uniform. There's lots of different ways you can do it, but I'm generally a person that walks around with a sledgehammer, so I don't like to do things like that. If you are the president of the United States, you could actually issue a mandate and make it mandatory for schools children to have masks. And you can, and there's emergency ways that you can do this. And we've done it for so many things. We've even done emergency mandates for vaccinations in the past. And I cannot let this go without putting some of the onus on us, because we are 26% vaccinated as a people. And so I know we're talking about everyone right now, but this is Black News Channel, and I have to say that I'm embarrassed when I say this, that we are 26% vaccinated. We need to be wearing masks. We need to be getting vaccinated. And one thing I will say is that the things that people are hearing on the internet, the way we're about to do another ad campaign, because it's lies, and I don't want to hear anything else. I've had to go off on some parents taking care of their kids in the ICU because they won't be vaccinated, and these people they don't even know what the periodic table is, and they're telling me about their research. So we do have to take some of the onus on ourselves. But Biden could definitely handle that, and so we have to speak up for our children because they don't have any other protection.
Representative Crockett, I don't have a minute left here, but I just want to ask you about this. Governor Abbott is asking the state legislature to pass into law his vaccine ban. You're in special session. He sets the agenda when you're in special session. There's a Republican majority. Do you believe that the Texas legislature will pass a vaccine ban?
Absolutely, I believe that if the rest of my colleagues don't get off that floor and break quorum again, I mean, we're going to have voter suppression. We're going to have a vaccine ban. We're going to have a mask ban, and these things are going to be signed into law instead of just being executive orders. That's what I'm saying. The governor gave us additional reasons to actually stay off the floor. And so if there's one thing that I could beg of my colleagues, it's to get off the floor. We don't need to be party to his nonsense. And that's all it is his nonsense that sadly enough will end up killing more Texans.
Representative Jasmine Crockett, thank you very much. And black people, please stop embarrassing Dr. Corey Hébert and get this vaccination rate up over 25% before he has a heart attack, because he keeps telling you to get vaccinated. You just won't do it. Thank you so much, sir. Coming up, the identity of the officer who shot the insurrectionist Ashley Babbitt has been revealed. Keep it right here. You're watching Prime on BNC.